Welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything. Hello, everybody. It's been a hot minute. Welcome back. Did you miss this background? This is the first time I'm going live again here in my bedroom office. Since we went to the Philippines to have a vacation, that's like 5 weeks, and then right after that, we flew back here in Toronto, and then just one day, I flew to Calgary for the convention. That's for 5 days, and I came back Tuesday, like wee hours of the morning, and then settled back in. Although I did a go live at the airport and also this afternoon, but this is the first time I'm using this background again, like my our bedroom. So I miss doing go live like in this relaxed environment. And hello, everybody. If you're watching this live, comment one on the chat box. And if you're catching this on a replay, comment two. And I'd love to connect with you guys. And also, so we know how global we are, I am streaming on three platforms right now: my business page here on Facebook, my personal account also on Facebook, and also on YouTube. So comment, maybe you're also, maybe on Facebook. Comment FB if you're seeing me on FB, and comment YT if you're watching me on YouTube. So I know, because sometimes I think it doesn't let me show or know where you guys are tuning in from. All right. So today, this is what I'll be sharing with you. Oh, by the way, if this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Katrina. Hello. I'm coming to you live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I work and play here online. And I do this episode, Ask Me Anything. How it works, basically, you can ask me anything, like whether it's about the online business that I have, motherhood, and anything in between. This is your opportunity to connect with me, whether you're also part of the business that I'm in, or whether you are, just snooping in, or maybe we've met each other, we've known each other for quite a few years, or we just met, or maybe we met at the convention. Yeah, this is the opportunity for us to connect, and I'm grateful for all those people who came up to me at the convention, and most of them said the same thing, like, Katrina, I know you don't know me, but I know you. And I follow your go lives, you comment back, you respond back. I do appreciate you guys, and thank you for um, that. And yeah, so how it works, you ask me anything, whether on a personal direct message or on the comment section, whatever you want to know about me, the business, motherhood, anything in between, tips and tricks, how I traveled with three kids and my husband, things like that. But tonight, I will be addressing this question. Here we go. 4 steps to overcoming any objection. And this is, I realize this is not just applicable for people who are in my online business, in our business community, but any industry in general. Like whatever industry you're in, whatever work, whatever job, or whatever business you're in, um, we usually are faced with objections, whether with our boss, with our colleagues, with our clients, right? And in our business, with leads or prospects, online prospects, with automated leads, we face that, and that does not exclude me. So that means it includes me, and so, and also since I am part of this 90-day legacy run in our team, that means we're going we're going harder with our goals, and 90 days of pain for a lifetime of gain. So the next 90 days will be transformational, and this will be our best year yet. And we're about 288 people in the challenge in our team, so that is a huge number. And if you're part of our team in the challenge, comment 90 days 90 days on the comment section. Okay, so I think it's very fitting to share this four steps four steps 4 step process. It's a very simple process to overcoming any objection. And I remember 4 years ago when I started running ads on social media, specifically on Facebook, I would get comments on my ad that, hey, you're scamming people. Why are you doing this? Things like that. And to be honest, I was really hurt. And my husband was used to be skeptical back then, but I would still vent to him like, why are these people, commenting uh, this and that? And I took it personally because I'm not used to that. Like, why would people think that I'm not doing something legitimate, or why would they think that I'm scamming people? Things like that. And then what I realized is that it's really something based on their past experiences. Maybe they're already jaded. They did something in the past online. Maybe they purchased a product or a service that didn't work for them, and that kind of affected how their perspective on anything online, right? So it's not really something to do with me, but it's more of their past experiences, and they're just projecting it to other people, and that includes me. So that's what I realized. Now I guess sometimes, but not as often as before. Maybe because of also it comes with experience, and also my ads are getting more positive feedback right now as compared to before. But I still get it every now and then. Does it affect me? Does it hurt me? Not really. Not anymore. I just ban and block, or sometimes I do address them, and that's why I'm coming in here to help you. Maybe if you're in the same business as me, or if not, whatever industry that you're in, maybe this will also help. Okay, so number one, let's do this. Oops. By the way, comment um, objection or comment objection when you have experienced any objections in your career, in your business, in your job, on your daily life as a parent. Right? We often do that, especially for little kids. We often uh, you know experience objections. Okay, let me see. Let me know where you guys. If you're tuning in live, again, comment one. If you're watching this on a replay, comment two. All right, let's do this. Step number one, and I have my cheat sheet here. I hope you don't mind. Step one, listen. Okay. Oh, by the way, before that one, even the most I recently we went to a convention in Calgary last weekend, and usually in events like that, in person events like that, I would get to talk to a lot of people, especially leaders in our community. And I would talk to them about their strategies in the business, their experiences. And even the most successful leaders in our community, they have faced objections, especially when they uh, present our online opportunity, when they run ads online. um, they are bombarded also with different kinds of objections. And but what we realize, I'm doing my cheat sheet here, is that objections are actually just opportunities to educate your prospects, or educate your automated leads. Okay, because they are just questions that need to be answered. Like when I run ads, they would say, info please, what are you doing, what exactly do you do online, or what is this all about, or I don't have the money to invest or to start, I don't have the time, I'm so busy, I'm a working parent, I do double triple jobs, or I'm not really tech savvy, how do I do this, I'm not a social media person, I'm shy, I'm introverted, I don't think I can do this, can I? So lots, those are just the most of the frequently asked questions that I encounter on a daily basis here in the business. So, here I'll be sharing with you a simple four-step process to overcome any objections that you may face. Okay, let me see. Number one, I'll show you this. Step number one is you have to listen, and not just listen. You have to listen with the intention of trying to understand the person's situation, and ask questions to fully understand where they're coming from. For instance, when they say, oh, I don't have the time, or whatever their objection is, right? So I do that too when they say, oh, Katrina, I don't think I can do this because I'm a working mom. I barely have time for myself. And they thought, because I'm now doing the business full time, because I was able to quit my job, I would find out that they thought they need to also go live like this often, or they thought they would also like work in the business like in the morning, at lunchtime, or evening, right? So now I have a full grasp of their situation, where they're coming from, and then I would say, oh, I totally get where you're coming from, but when I got started, I did not do it like this. Like, I just have more time right now because I was able to quit my job because of the business. But before, I would just work at my business like an hour or two, and in my training, like after office hours, or when I was on my mat leave, usually when the boys are asleep. So that means at night, like 10 to 12 in the evening. But you don't need it to do it like that. That just worked for me. That means it's very flexible, especially for busy moms like us. Okay, so that's step number one, is listen. Okay, and I kind of spoiled number two already. Step number two is relate. Okay, in other words, show them that you are the same, that you have experienced the exact same thing, that you felt their fears, that you have felt their anxiety, that you have felt their worries as well. And that means you empathize with whatever current emotions and feelings that they're feeling, and explain to them that you too had the same thoughts, reservations, fears, and questions before you joined the business. So, just like how I mentioned earlier, some people would think, "Oh, Katrina, I don't think I'd have the time to do this," right? And I would say, "I totally understand where you're coming from. I feel, I feel you. I understand you. I felt felt the exact same way 4 years ago while I was on my mat leave, busy raising the kid, postpartum, experiencing postpartum blues. Right? I felt the same way. I felt stuck. I felt like there's no other way, right? And then felt found. This is another uh, tip for you, found. But what I found out is that you don't really need to sit like 8 hours on your desk to do the business. What I found out is that you can do this at least an hour or two a day, like sporadically, corners of your day, pockets of your time, right? That's what I would answer, especially if the objection or the question is about having no time for the business, right? Sometimes I would always say, I realized that sometimes I would scroll on social media for an hour just looking for something, and then an hour later I'm still scrolling. So if I just become mindful of my time, I found lots of pockets of time, corners of my day, to be able to you know dedicate it for business building. Okay, so that's feel felt found. So that's also how I relate with their story. Okay, so that's step number two. Let me see here. uh all right. Hello, Nadim. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Watching live, yes, from Illinois. Thank you for your advice. Greatly appreciate it. You're welcome. Janet, congrats, Janet. Lovely seeing you again at the convention. Thanks for sharing. Absolutely. Sis Verge, hello, you're blooming, Coach K. You got your voice. Yes, yes. I'm grateful I have my voice back. I lost my voice during the right after the VIP cocktails in Calgary because I talked a lot to a lot of people. It's great to, regain my strength before I fly again in the first week of September, going to Orlando, Florida for another convention. I'm excited for that. Thanks, Sis Verge, for watching. Hi, Mimi. Hello, hello. Thanks for tuning in. All right. So, moving on to step three. It's somehow related as well to step one and two, of course. Here you go. Step number three is story. So, after you have really listened to the person and truly understand what they are saying, you relate with them, meaning you explain that you went through the same process, same emotions, same anxiety and fears, reservations, and that you are the same, then now you tell your story. In other words, your experience joining and working in this whatever profession that you're in, specifically in my online business, right? So I kind of also talked about it, and I would say, you know what, I feel how you're feeling right now. I totally understand how you're feeling. I felt the same way. And when I got started here, um, especially or after my maternity leave, I went back to my work at an investment firm. So that means 9 to 5. I'm busy there, sometimes more, like up until 6 in the evening. I would work, and then that means I am preoccupied with my job, right? So how it works for me, I would say the washroom breaks, the lunch breaks became more and more exciting because I was looking forward to checking my phone, checking my business inquiries, checking my automated leads. Because even if I'm busy at work, because we have an automated system, people can still watch the free info session as soon as they register on my website when they see my ad pop out on their newsfeed. And that's something that I learned, during the training. And that means when I went to the washroom, I would easily check it, or during lunch hour, like that 1 hour, I would just take 15 minutes to eat fast. I would find a spot either in our lunchroom, or I would go out somewhere I won't see my office mates. I also have like introverted part of me that I don't like to mingle, because I did that intentionally so I can work in my business for 40-45 minutes. Like I would eat fast, and then I would just be in one corner. I make sure I don't see anybody there, and I'll just work on my phone. Right. So that's pockets of my time, and we're all busy. Like whatever we're doing, whatever we have, we're employed or staying home, we're busy taking care of our kids, our family, we're all busy. It's I've heard this meme like from somewhere, and it says we all have 24 hours like Beyonce. If Beyonce can, rise to stardom because that's what she wants, that's what her dream is, then it's really a matter of what are you doing, what are you prioritizing in those 24 hours of your day, right? So that is the story. So now your leads, your automated prospects, your clients, wherever industry that you're in, now they will relate with you that, oh, okay, it's not just me. It's not just me feeling these emotions, it's also you. Okay, now they become more open to whatever you're saying because they feel heard, that you are trying to understand and not just being pushy with your business opportunity or whatever you're offering them, right? Okay, so that is number 3. And the last but definitely not the least is, here we go, step number 4. Oh, there you go. If I dot dot dot, would you? Okay, so not last but definitely not the least, you're going to ask your if I blank, would you blank question. For instance, if they say, oh, I don't have the money to invest in this business, then you can ask, if I could show you that money really wasn't an issue, would you be willing to take the next step? Right? Then your question will change, of course, depending on the objection. So if the objection is really like startup costs or time, or I'm introverted, or I'm not tech savvy, I'm not a social media person, I'm shy, my partner, my spouse is skeptical. I've been burned before, I've been scammed before, I don't really trust anything online anymore, right? So depending on the question, so you would just change your if I would you. So if the question, if the objection is about I don't have the time, then I would say, if I could show you that time really wasn't an issue, would you be willing to take the next step? And then now they're open. Oh, okay, sure, I'll take a look. Right? You're just asking them permission. You're not being pushy. You're not just spamming them with your links. Right? So that's very important. Posture is very important because you are here sharing the mission of having, personally, my mission is to help parents like me, especially moms, earn online so that they can create a life that they truly love. So that's my mission, right? So I'm gonna ask permission first, if that you're open to that. If you've seen my ad and you ask me questions, and if you have that kind of objections, and then I ask you, if that's it, if blank is not an issue, would you be willing to take the next step? And then they would say yes. Okay. So, yes, that is that. Let's see the questions, the comments here. Uh, Anna, thank you for yay! Nice to meet you in our team Zoom earlier for our challenge. My group mate, yay, Anna! Thank you, uh, thank you for sharing. You're welcome. So those are the 4 steps. Number one is I'll quickly recap, listen, and of course with the intent of really understanding what the person is undergoing, and of course in connection to that you relate with them, you empathize and feel. That means you felt their emotions too, and then you also tell your own story, that so they feel that they're not alone experiencing those. And then asking the question, if I blank, would you? Okay, so that is that. Thank you guys for tuning in. And when it comes, of course, to all these 4 steps, practice makes perfect, or I would say practice makes progress. And once you start practicing, you will begin to better understand each step. I did not start like good at those. I'm still learning every day. Sometimes I forget like the felt. Sometimes I would just inject the solution. Um, and then I would catch myself, okay, I need to understand first what their situation is, especially when I hop on a call, like those people who um, tell that they're interested, they took the next step and they booked the call. I would really explore their situation, their big whys, their reason on why they are exploring the business opportunity. So I would have a better understanding what solution, what aspect of the business that they got really interested in, and we explore on that and how it will benefit them. Okay, and then there you go. So once you keep on practicing, of course, the confidence, you will build confidence, and you will see what works best for you as well, and how to better address those questions or objections. Okay, and remember, here you go. Remember, I'll end with this. Remember, an objection or a question is a gift. Don't be scared if people ask you, what is this all about? Or I'm scared to try this. I think this is a scam, or I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I'm not tech savvy. An objection is a gift. It's a bridge and not an obstacle. And if you look at it like that, you'll be as a business owner as well in our community, in my team specifically, you will feel at ease, especially when you run ads online and people start, or even just a simple posts on your personal account here on Facebook. I was a late bloomer. I think it was just last year when I really embraced, posting on my personal account as well, because for the longest time I could say I'm in the closet. I was just active on my business page, and I totally understand where you guys are coming from, especially if you're new in the business, you're in my team, and you find it hard to really open up about being an online business owner in your personal accounts, whether on Facebook or on TikTok or Instagram, because I totally get it. We're scared, like what would other people think of us, right? And what are we doing online? And we don't have that confidence yet to address the questions. And I tell you, if there are a few things I would do differently for if I can go back 4 years ago. And one would be, to really embrace the journey and open up here on my personal account, on my personal Facebook, because at the end of the day, people are so, maybe they're not even thinking of me. People are so engrossed within their own worlds, and who am I for them to even bother thinking? And I'm here to help, if you're open to it. If not, then that's totally fine. Anybody can do this business, but it's not for everybody, if you get what I mean. Meaning, if you are willing to do the change, especially financially and time wise, have that time and money freedom for you and your family, of course, and for the bigger purpose that you serve, then we can work together. But if you're not open to it, then that's totally fine. we're still friends, and no hard feelings. I'm not being pushy with anything. If you're open to it, absolutely come to me. I have also a college, actually two college friends who recently reached out to me, and they've taken the next step as well without me reaching out to them. They're actually the ones who reach out to me and ask and explore, and I'm so excited to for them to move on to the next steps and help them also achieve the goals that they have. And me as their coach, of course, I'm grateful and privileged to be able to do that. And of course, both of them are parents as well. A lot of parents can relate with my story. If me, like, a simple, hardworking, individual, parent, can do this business, then without any experience, then you guys can do this too. So that's that. So remember, an objection is a gift, a bridge, not an obstacle. And also, just a side tip that I've heard this from before, but I got refreshed when we attended the Calgary convention. Is especially when for us business owners, online business owners, we're doing social media marketing, lifestyle attraction marketing, is always keep in mind the who you're helping right now. We help or target the people who used to be you, target the person who used to be. So now I'm targeting, of course, things have gotten better. I've been here in the business for 4 years and a lot of changes, especially financially, moving to this new place in downtown Toronto, helping my parents more, giving more generously to our church, and sending our son to a private school here in Toronto, going on impromptu vacations recently, a 5 week vacation in the Philippines while running my business, and then coming here, traveling again in 3 weeks or so. It's so many things, right? And I wouldn't be able to do those things if not because of the business. And so now in my ads, and we teach that in our training as well, and in my team, that it's always best to target the person that you used to be. Meaning, I'm targeting parents who are hardworking, who have bigger dreams, and who know that they are worth more than their 9 to 5. And so, because those people will basically relate with me 100%. I also target parents who are, immigrants, and who are, yeah, as I've said, parents, and who have, overseas Filipino workers as well, and who are also in either the healthcare industry, because I used to be a nurse, also in the finance industry, because I used to be with a life insurance company in the Philippines, and also those who used to work in the TV, multimedia arts, because I'm in the TV company, TV industry before. So basically, those are actually the teammates, the group mates, the business partners that I have right now, because one way or another they were able to relate with my story. And I also target people who have the same faith, Christian moms, Christian parents, because they can. Some people would say, I click on your ad because it said God bless, or big faith, things like that. So that's a side tip for you. Okay, so that's that. Oh my goodness, I talked a lot. 28 minutes. I still have to send off contracts after this. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. All right. Neldred, thank you for that step 4, because those are really the common response when you try to invite them into the business, right? You're welcome. And Diem, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Even as a healthcare worker, I use those situations to learn more about the patient to better care for them. Wow, great tips you share. Yes, absolutely. Right? Especially as I've mentioned, I used to be a nurse as well. We do what do you call those steps? But basically, part of that is being, objective. You assess the patient, right? Like you ask them like the symptoms that they're feeling. You try to understand them more, and then being objective. What do you see? You as the healthcare provider, right? And then you provide a holistic care based on the the perspective of the patient and your perspective as well, and then you do the diagnosis as a nurse and then as a doctor, right? So yeah, thank you for that insight. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope I provided you value, and I'm aiming for 2 go lives every day. So I'm going hard. And this is, yeah, also out of my comfort zone, like doing twice, because sometimes I don't do as much go live as I'd like to. So it's a push for me, and it's also for you guys to connect with me more, give you value, give you tips how I run my business, and just basically sometimes people just want to see if there's a real person behind the messages. Sometimes a person would just try to call me or test me. Oh, I just want to see if there's a real person behind the messages, even if they can snoop on me. So that's fine, it's online and anything goes. Anything can happen online. So it's always good to have a dose of skepticism and do your due diligence. All right. So see you again tomorrow. And I am happy to share another value with you guys. See you again in another episode of Ask Me Anything. All right. Bye for now and God bless.